We're going to continue our community build series here on YouTube with my best friend Eric's truck. It's a 2018 Ford F150. He had a builder in Nevada commission to start the project. They got it about 80%. We've spent about a few hundred hours on that last 20% to get the truck up to speed to where Eric can really enjoy it, is comfortable in it, and it's very reliable for his adventures. So he's out working right now, taking care of people's teeth, and we have his truck out here playing with it. So let's dive into the build. So the front suspension on this, all designed in CAD, really high quality fabrication work. If memory serves me correct, Jeff out of Havasu, he's Slim Tidy on Instagram, did all of the welding. Phenomenal job on here. Everything on here we've gotten up to speed for Eric. He's unlike your stereotypical Overlander that people like to joke about, you know, mall crawlers and whatnot. Eric uses his truck and his equipment super hard, and so we just had to make sure he was kind of up to the racing standards with the way he drives it. He jokes it's the world's fastest Overlander. Up front, he's running his King shocks. He's got a 3-inch coilover with DSC, so that's just an adjustable internal bypass on the shock. He also has a 3-inch bypass shock on there. Everything has been revalved, tuned. It's got his bump stop. The truck's pulling now reliably, I would say 15, maybe 16 inches of wheel travel in the front. It's great for what he does with it, and it's just a solid, simple package in there for a good adventure truck. So a big misconception on this truck is everyone mistakes it for a Raptor. Eric purposely picked a 2018 Ford F150 because of the V8 that comes in it. Threw a Roush supercharger on it, has it tuned. It's a reliable and pushes the truck really good. It's sitting right around 625 horsepower, and it's more than capable of, you know, moving this girl like it should. Have a cross member that was built by the original builder, and just a few custom things in there. Dual batteries, one battery's up here, one battery's kind of hidden up behind the skid plate, just to have redundancy off-road. A lot of cool little things wired into this as far as just accessories, the solar panels on the carbon fiber hood, and just a lot of cool things that Eric uses when he's out on adventures. You know, one of our personal favorite things on the truck, and we're biased for a few reasons. They're our boys, Baja Designs, but also they really are the highest quality light on the market available. I say that from hours and hours and thousands of miles behind them racing in Baja. And on Eric's truck, he's taken advantage of the zone lighting with the Baja Designs by tapering them in. You've got your driving combos on the outside and your spots on the inside. And then up on the ditch lights, he actually went with spots up there. And the reason why is they're a little higher up, get that beam further out, and then these front floods actually cover everything really nice. So BD's keeping this thing nice and lit up at night. When the rubber meets the road, with Baja Designs, you know, we know what package works for lighting, so we wanted the best on the truck. With tires, we got together with all the solid dudes from Toyo Tires, and we put their new RT Pro, a 40-1250, wrapped in a Raceline wheel. We work with both these companies very closely. I've personally spent a ton of miles on them racing. Phenomenal tires. I would say a Toyo tire is hands down, there's no competition, the best overlanding performance tire for a truck that is built. The amount of knowledge and work that Todd, his engineering team, and Toyo puts into their tires really is there's no one that even gets close to it. It's uncomparable. Phenomenal tire. We've used them on and off road. The tread pattern, the grip, they just handle amazing in the dirt. They're very responsive, aired down. I know you guys have seen a lot of videos. The aggressive sidewall on here grips everything really well. Great feedback for braking and turning. And then wrapping them in our full bead lock from Raceline Raceline's a super tough wheel, so this tire and wheel combo just really complements this truck and this build really well for what Eric does with it. The builder in Nevada actually is extremely talented when it comes to one-off hand forming custom carbon fiber. This is his design and it came out really, really nice. So carbon hood, carbon quarter panels, and carbon rear fenders. It's tougher, it's lighter, and let's just face it, carbon fiber is sexy. Custom designed for the builder in Nevada. One-off bumper, tucks in nice and clean. It really does have a good look when it comes to the overall aesthetics of the truck. Eric for sure gets a lot of questions on where'd you get your front bumper? And it does give a lot of just sexy lines to the truck. The rear axle built by the original builder. It's a full float 9-inch, but that has actually been bumped up. It's got a big race Gearworks diff in it. I believe they're 35 or 40 spline axles. Big, tough. It really is like a race truck quality. Put a Geyser Brothers diff skid plate on it just to keep everything safe when you're smashing rocks in the desert. And it's just a bomb-proof rear setup on a truck that has a decent amount of power and that actually gets used really hard. So this truck, the frame was actually cut off, I would say right around the middle of the back door, and the back of the frame was all thrown away, and one-off frame rails were built. What that does is it helps with your geometry, your up travel. But a cool thing that Eric and the builder did was turn the frame rails into air tanks. You have your ARB compressor, fills the frame rails up with air, and that way you have your air tanks incorporated in and you get a little extra volume on there. It is a 4-link rear suspension, very standard setup. It's in the back. Again, you got your King shocks, 3-inch internal bypass coilover, and your 3.5-inch bypass on the rear, kind of the workhorse that does all of the control of the rear suspension. That is controlled sway bar wise by Jeff in Havasu, just built with that Slim Tidy. He just built a new set of sway bar arms on it to keep everything nice and strong and stable when you are at higher speeds off-road on here. Like I was saying, with Eric having a very good eye and thought process for keeping things super sleek and simple, but doing everything with the air in the frame rails to the seats, to the rear seat delete. We actually built a tank that kind of hugs the exhaust underneath. I don't remember the exact numbers, between 5 and 7 gallons of hot water heated by the exhaust, pressurized, and this is actually a shower hookup. So you can shower and everything when you have your camp set up, and it's all hot water thanks to the exhaust underneath. Part of that last 20% I was telling you about is we built a whole skeleton, I would say, tube structure underneath the truck to support the rear driveline so you don't have any vibrations, but also to be a structure for putting proper skid plates on here. When we added the rear diff skid plate, we also needed to add full skid plates underneath. Like I said, he uses this truck really hard. So all the skid plates are 90,000 6061, very similar to what we use on the trophy trucks, all the way from the front to the back where the driveline comes in, and keeps everything protected so he can use this thing as it was designed to be used. One of the many things that Eric and I see eye to eye on is how to keep a build as simple and sleek as possible while still accomplishing everything. And what I mean by that is he went an extra step, and instead of bolting in a set of aftermarket seats, he had the stock seats reworked. They added some more bolstering in to kind of hug you and feel more racy. He had the blue velvet, crushed velvet added in, so it feels more racy, but it still has that stock look, which is phenomenal. Inside, it has intercoms built into it. It has a radio. Everything's super sleek and simple. And then at some point, it's even set up to do a turning brake in here, so then you can have a lot of fun with the back of the truck. In the back, Eric did an awesome job with a rear seat delete on this truck. It's typically just him and one other person that go out canyoneering and on overlanding adventures. And he loves to kind of be super low key when he's camping. So he built this box that took the place of the rear seats. You move the passenger seat forward, this flips up, and he has a big, thick memory foam mat that goes in here, so you're nice and comfortable. Tons of gear storage in here. Well, when it's, you know, not being used for adventures, you flip this up, you still have space to throw stuff here. It really is a solid, simple design that he was executed really, really well. Star of the show, we're biased. Eric is running 4 mounts. 2 of them are large mounts on Craftsman cases. That is getting ready to get all updated. We're gonna do large mounts again with Pelicans, and then our new jack mount for the Badlands jack that's gonna be released here soon. And then these are custom one-off. Hey, it is perks to know the right people. Eric had milk crate zip tied back here, so he's an avid canyoneering adventurer. That's what he uses the truck a lot for, to get out to the trails. And I told him, I'm like, look man, can't have you having zip tied in milk crates. They worked, but when you have wet gear and all your canyoneering gear, he wanted baskets for everything to drain out. So we drew them up and custom built these quick release mounting company baskets. He throws a lot of his wet gear in this one to drain, and then some of his smaller canyoneering gear in this one. And they just sit back here. He can pop them out, carry all of his gear when he gets home to organize, or at camp, he can move them around. Super easy. They're based off of our extra large mount. Works the same way. Got our pin block, lockable, super clean, all hard anodized. And then, like I said up front, 2 large mounts. He carries his spare tools, a few extra parts in those. And he's had these on here for at least 1.5 years, maybe 2 years. A lot of hard off-road miles, and they've been working flawless for him. Time's important, so I wanted to say we appreciate you tuning in to watch our build series. We're gonna keep doing these. We have a lot of builds coming up. We have a ton of people using our mounts. So until the next time, again, we appreciate you. We thank you. Let's go jump in the truck and see what it'll do in the desert.